Hello, everybody. This is Mocha from tarotbymocha.com, and I have finally a political reading for you guys because I'm not sure how many of you have actually seen this, but I think in the middle of October, I released a video about the mandates and all this stuff. And at the beginning of the video, I read on very briefly the Biden administration as well as Kamala Harris. And I asked, how are these two getting along? And the answer was, they're not. And then exactly 1 month later, CNN finally decided to print the information that, yeah, they aren't getting along. But back then, I saw it more as Kamala versus Biden's team and not necessarily the two people not getting along. So this time, I want to ask about Biden's presidency, the next 3 years, how they're getting along, and what the heck is happening with Kamala's communication team. All right, so let's get started. But first, because I feel like this reading will be more about the individuals, Kamala and Biden. So first, I just want to ask, what the heck is actually going on with this administration in general? Let's see. What's happening with this administration right now? The last video I did that talked about them, his administration felt fine. They felt like, listen, I try to be apolitical, but there are just a lot of things that are happening with this administration that does not make sense to me. And just the fact that I saw that they felt fine with what they were doing, I'm like, what kind of crack are y'all smoking? But okay, let's try not to be biased. And let's get this. So oh, you cannot make it up. You can't. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. All right, well, here it is at the bottom. All those happy-go-lucky feelings that I saw from his administration as a whole back in October, they're gone. they're gone. I'm not exactly sure if this is a person or if this is just our financial, I guess the country's financial situation, and I still have to do the Pluto return for the US. I'm going to do it before 2020 starts, of course. I'm just trying to figure out what questions I want to ask. So this administration is definitely worried about our financial future. But right now, even though this is still the administration's first year, look at this. Look, these are not the best cards. And I mean, death, it doesn't necessarily mean a literal death. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's something negative all the time. It's just a transformation, something you have to let something go in order for something better to come out. But when I look at the progression of this little spread, it goes to the moon, which is like the card of illusions. And this is a similar card or the similar vibe that I got for the Trump administration. Just in case you guys want to assume, I'm not a Trump fan either. I dislike both of them actually. But it's almost like, so I mean, we're still dealing with COVID, of course. I've been seeing that unfortunately deaths will increase this year compared to last year. I think that's been confirmed a couple of times with mainstream sources. So I'm not sure if it's that. I'm not sure that it's actually COVID that's hanging over this administration. But I really don't want to put it out there, but I've been feeling the feeling of like some sort of terrorist attack. I'm just gonna say it and leave it there because I've been seeing it since August. But I said it, so I'll just leave it there. But in terms of this administration, if anyone thinks that they're going to get better, they're going to get their bearings, they're not. they're not. And it's almost like there's going to be some sort of event. I felt this when I talked about the mandates, that there's going to be some sort of whistleblower event. It's not going to be just one thing. It's going to be a cascade of things that keep coming out, and it's going to make people upset. Even people who still support this administration, it's going to make them upset. But this administration is not, it's not doing well right now, because I asked them how they're doing right now, in the next 6 months, within the next 6 months, and then for the rest of the 3 years. It's not looking good. let me ask a couple more questions, okay? Okay, so I mean, I can't see what's happening in the next 6 months, but it's almost like, I don't know, this administration it's not going down a positive track. It's not going down a positive track, but somehow I feel like the American people kind of likes the downfall of this administration. I mean, I don't know if it's just the people that watch me who don't care for Biden or Kamala or anything that they're doing right now. Maybe it's possible that the viewers, you guys who are watching me, are sort of like, yeah, F him, maybe. Because when I ask about the administration, how the people will feel about it once it's over with, huge disappointment. Like I mean, I'm sure, I don't know, maybe like 50% of the country already feels that way. But I'm talking about in general, once 2024 comes around, it's like a huge disappointment, and I mean, that's kind of how I feel right now, especially when someone promises change, which I don't really believe when it comes to politicians. But then, they're kind of the same as what we had before, and in some cases worse. Like, this is definitely me, but this card is the energy of the American people after all of this is over with. But it's almost like, I don't know what's coming up next with this administration, what they're going to propose to the public, but it feels like the downfall of this administration makes people happy. But in the end, it's almost like it's a disappointment. It's very weird. I mean, I could see it happening, because I see it from fellow Democrats and liberals who are just like, what the hell is going on? But that's just a quick look. Now let's get into what's happening with the individuals. Okay, now first let's talk about Biden, because there really isn't that much going on with him, to be quite honest, and I'll link the reading that I did for him and Kamala back in October. But the feeling that I got from him back then is that he was kind of just there. He's not actually doing much. It's mostly the people who are around him. But I definitely want to check on him, how he's doing, what does he think about what's happening, does he have any involvement in this, as well as, and I mean, I'm not going to go too much into his health, because I think that that's intrusive, but I will kind of poke and prod just a little bit. All right, so Joe Biden. Some weird ass cards. Yeah, these are some strange cards. I mean, I did draw a couple of cards. Well, I did draw one card for his health, but it looks like it's coming out. Um, anyway, I don't like the looks of it. Okay, so and I think part of the reason why these cards are a little bit weird for him is because he's up and down and kind of in and out. So I mean, becoming president, it looks like, he's got his wish, and I feel like for some time he's going to get his way in terms of his personal life, and also I guess kind of as a president. But I don't really see too much involvement here. So like I said in the original video, I think his energy was like the hangman, which is just in terms of real world things, not a spiritual connotation, but in terms of real world material, that's somebody who is kind of like comatose. It could be literal, it could be figurative. And for him, it was figurative. It's just somebody who's just kind of there. And most of the work is being done by the administration, not really him. Like even for Trump, because I used to read on Trump a lot. But even for Trump was very much involved with his administration. Whereas with Biden, it's almost like he's kind of just sitting back and watching things happen, which in terms of his health, that's good. Okay, that's good. He needs to take care of himself. But then again, the Seven of Cups is here. And I really don't want to get into it and start speculating, but this tells me that either there's something mental going on. Usually for me, this represents, drugs. They could be illegal or prescription, or drugs that you need, but it's like it's messing with your head a little bit. This could also just be, memory problems as well. But outside of health, because when I saw this, that's the first thing that I thought of. Outside of health, this could also mean that, he and this administration just don't really know what the hell they're doing, which to me, that's quite obvious. And I feel like there's just too much on his plate personally that he doesn't know which direction to go. But larger in terms of the administration itself, they just have too much. It's almost like they're trying to be. It's almost like they're trying to be saviors, and there's so much cleanup work that they feel that they have to do that they just don't know where to start, honestly. But I mean, even though this stuff is happening with him, allegedly, cognitively, he has decent energy. He's a spry guy. He has pretty good energy. But when I ask directly about his health, I have the devil here. And again, I'm not going to speculate what exactly this is, but I do think that the little bit that he is doing with this administration is too much for his body to handle. It's too much for his body to handle, and I feel like he has too much pride, and that's why he's not stepping down or stepping back the way that he should. So I asked how he feels about his administration, and it looks like it started out with a lot of hope here with this Ace of Cups. Again, I mean, there's just this feeling of renewal, like things are going to be different. We're going to change all this stuff. We're going to bring peace and healing to the land. But he's kind of like fuck that shit. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. Like, clearly he's frustrated. I think he feels like the administration's goals should be further along than it is right now. And I mean, I don't see him dramatically stepping down, but I do see him kind of like divorcing himself a little bit, or like pulling back, whether this is for his health, or if this is an ego thing, like, wow, these guys are really screwing up. I need to like just chill, But it looks like in the future, probably in the near future, at least within the next 7 to 9 months, I think we're going to see him. Well, actually, the opposite. I think we're not going to see him as often, and that some of these lofty goals that they had, it's going to maybe not disappear, but you won't hear about them anymore. So that's Biden. Okay, next, and before I get into Kamala's business, I want to ask again, even though it's been, close to 2 months, just to see, okay, are they getting along better now? Okay, let's see. Especially after that CNN story came out, I wonder if anything changes or has changed since that story was released a few weeks ago. So let's see. You can't make this stuff up. Okay. Well, okay. Okay. Let's get some underlying feelings. Oh shit. Oh, I'm cursing so much. I'm sorry. Yo, okay. Wow. I did not expect this. I didn't expect this. Okay. So let me just talk about it. So this is Kamala and this is Biden. Wow. I didn't expect this. So I asked Kamala, how does she feel about Biden? Here's the devil. And I asked, no. I asked Kamala, how is she doing? And I asked Biden, how is he doing? These energies are the polar damn opposite. They're the polar freaking opposite. Which, I mean, with Kamala, and I'm going to get into her much later, a lot of her communications team has left. Her approval, I mean, both of their approval ratings are in the gutter, but I think hers may be worse than Biden's, I'm not sure. And she's also being attacked, well, I mean, defined attacked, but she's also being criticized by the media left and right, even left-wing media. She's being criticized as well. Yeah, so like I said, it actually makes sense that she's in this energy. And I mean, this devil energy is ego. It's like, you can't say that to me. Do you know who I am? Stuff like that. Whereas with Biden over here, he has the star, which is, I guess, wish fulfillment. It's similar to that Nine of Cups that I saw for him before. It's also healing, because I do feel like he does have some serious health issues that are coming up. So it's good that hopefully at this time he's taking a little bit of a break, to work on whatever that is. He doesn't, he's chilling. Whereas with Kamala, she's just like, kind of freaking out. So these three in the middle, I asked, how did they feel about each other back in January, now, and then next year? And January, here's the strength card, very beautiful card, gentle, Beauty and the Beast, all this stuff. I don't know who's the beast in this situation or who's the beauty, but it seemed like they were pretty optimistic, and they were ready to take on the world. However, now, we have the Tower, which for me, when it comes to a relationship, and I don't just do romantic relationship readings, I just do relationships amongst people. This is a falling out. This is a falling out, guys. So before I saw that the problem was mostly between Kamala and Biden's team, it looks like the problem is between both of them. And I feel like Kamala feels like she got the short end of the stick, which explains this devil and this other card. She got the short end of the stick. And when I ask how they feel about each other in the future, like next year, I mean, these are good vibes, but intuitively, like I said, I don't know if Biden will officially step down, but I definitely see Kamala stepping up and being more centered. So, I mean, because this is the card of a single lady, highly accomplished. She worked hard to get to where she is. And I know how some of you viewers feel about Kamala, but according to the card, she worked hard to get to where she is. She's single. So, listen. That's what my cards are seeing. That 2022, that's when we'll start to see more of her and her by herself. So yes, typically I use this deck when I feel that there's something off about the interaction between people. And this time I use the Wild Unknown to ask about how they feel about each other on a subconscious level. And this is very strange. So on Kamala's side, the way that she feels about Biden subconsciously is the Seven of Swords. So I'm not sure if she feels like Biden is the one who's giving her the short end of the stick. I'm kind of going that way, that she feels like he's directly sabotaging her. So as a reaction, it's almost like she's deciding to do dirty things or dirty tricks under the table. I don't know if it's to undermine him or if she thinks that she's reacting to being undermined by him, but it's definitely here. And I mean, the Seven of Swords, for me, it's usually not a positive card, but especially in this deck where you see a sly fox, he's hiding his weapon underneath his body, and he has one eye open. So it feels more like she sees him and his people as screwing her over. So she's gonna be like, okay, well, I'm not showing all of my cards. That's what it feels like to me. And like I said in that video in October, this whole giggling, laughing stuff, that's not her real personality. I think this is her real personality. That giggling stuff is not her real personality, and when she's actually in power, people will see that she does not play around. I mean, I don't know. People may want Joe to come back whenever she's in charge. I don't know. And when I asked Joe how he feels about Kamala, subconsciously, it's the Temperance card. This is a nice mellow card, but compared to the Strength card that they got before, it's almost like a cool down, it's not like you ghosted somebody or you're blocking them, and it's not like you're doing the slow fade either. It's more like, you know what, let's take a time out. That's kind of what it feels like. Let's take a time out. I'm good. Good with a T at the end. I'm good. But it's definitely not as, it's not this, the feeling that I get from Biden for Kamala is not as, I guess, I mean, negative, but it's not as, it doesn't feel like sabotage at all. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not her, so I don't know. I don't know where she's getting this from, but I don't feel sabotage from him at all. So I don't know. But you know what? Let me ask one more question. Okay. It's not, I don't know where she's getting this from. Because it's like the energy that I'm getting from him and his team towards Kamala is positive. So where is she getting this from? Where is she getting this from? Like, I mean, this is the Sun, this is the Ten of Cups, which is the same. I think I got the Ten of Cups in a different deck for Kamala when it came to his to what was going on with the administration. But I'm not really seeing sabotage energy here, and this deck is not the most positive. So I mean, these are probably the most positive cards in this entire deck. Kamala, girl, let me ask one more question. No, she feels like they sabotaged her. She really feels like they set her up. That's what she feels like. Usually Mother of Pentacles represents Kamala, but she has not been getting this card for me for a very, very long time. But you know what? That's what it is. She's insecure. That's what it is. She feels like they are sabotaging her, that they are setting her up to fail. They're not. I mean, beautiful energy is coming from Biden to her, from Biden's team to her, because I double checked. But she feels like she's being wronged here, and a lot of her moves, she's making them because she's assuming that they're screwing her over. But it's telling me that they're not. The problem is it's all in her mind. It's all in her mind. I don't know if she has people telling her this or if that's just her personality where she feels like everyone it's against her. But this Mother of Pentacles or Queen of Pentacles is usually my signifier for her. And with the moon here, whenever I see this moon come up with someone's signifier, it tells me that this person is insecure and they're not thinking clearly. And this is exactly what I get from Kamala. Oh, okay, let me get away from this question because I'm starting to get pissed off. Now it's time to look at Ms. Kamala, because that last reading, and like I said, I really don't care for Biden. But I mean, like, the cards are pretty clear. Like, he doesn't really, in terms of the presidency, and the relationship between the two of them, every time I've looked at it, his cards are beautiful. Every single time that I've looked at it. And I've been looking at the both of them since, Biden since 2018, and then the both of them together since 2019. And I've predicted that they would be the next presidential couple, duo, whatever you want to call it. But his cards have always been pretty nice. I mean, no matter what I think about his presidency and what I think that he's doing to the country, his energy is actually pretty nice in terms of a president and how people perceive him and how they like him. Whereas Kamala's energy, I mean, this is the first time that I'm seeing that is horrid. But even before then, her energy is harsh. It's much more harsh than his. Biden is mellow. He feels mellow. He feels nice to connect with. Whereas Kamala, like, she's just like that. I mean, I don't know how to put it into words, but it's just harsh, cutthroat, maybe. Yeah. So let's see what's going on with you, Kamala. See, she's the Queen of Pentacles. There she is. It's her. She's insecure. She's insecure. Kamala, you're insecure. You're insecure, girl. Get it together. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, So there she is again. She is the queen. She's always been the Queen of Pentacles for me. Sometimes the Emperor as well, but she's mostly the Queen of Pentacles. So I mean, right now she feels a little bit beat up, which I think that's understandable because, like I said, her approval rating is in the gutter. People don't really see that she's doing much of anything, and she's not getting along with the greater administration. And not only that, but a lot of her people on the communication side have left. So it's understandable that she feels beat up, but there's like some sort of paranoia with her. But the way, you know how when you're in a relationship with somebody and you think that everything's going fine, and then out of nowhere, usually it's the guy, but whatever, but out of nowhere they accuse you of cheating, and you're just like, what are you talking about? And then you get into an argument, but then you find out that they were the ones who were cheating the entire time. Like that's kind of what I pick up with Kamala. Not to say that, I mean, I don't care about her romantic life, but it almost seems like she assumes the worst out of people, and it's possible that it's because she's like kind of not that great herself. Like that's what it seems like to me. But especially in a work situation, or in the workplace context, where it's almost like she's dog eat dog, so she feels like, or she assumes that people will be the same with her. So it's almost like a self-perpetuating prophecy, where like you think, okay, well, I'm in the corporate world, all these people, they backstab in order to get ahead. And even though you're in this new job and you have not been shown proof that someone is going to backstab you, but because in your mind you think this person is going to backstab you, so you backstab them first so that they won't get you first. Like that's kind of what I get from her. And again, I'm reading this intuitively, but that's the feeling that I get with her, that she thinks that people will treat her badly, so she treats them badly first. That's what it seems like. In work. I don't know about her love life, her family, but in work, that's how it seems like she operates. But she is trying to work. I mean, she is trying to work, but she feels stunted. She feels like she can't really go anywhere. I don't know why. And I asked her, how does she feel about her progress, or her how does she feel she's doing as a vice president? And she's just all in her ego right now. And I think that pretty soon she's going to face a wake-up call. Like this could be the falling out that they have, like the personal falling out that she and Biden have, but she's going to face a wake-up call. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is also the card of the whistleblower for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if people come out and they say that she treated them badly, or that she has a nasty attitude, something to that effect. Similar to, I think, Amy Klobuchar. I feel like something like that will happen with her in the future. And it's not going to be pretty. But in terms of how she got along, how she gets along with her team, I mean, whatever these people have to say, I don't think that the reality was that bad. It seems like she did work them hard, that she could be demanding on how much work they do, and on the things that they say. And I feel like this is more about her communications team than anything. Not really chiefs of staffs or whatever other administrators that the vice president has. It's more about her communications team. She was hard on them. That's probably why a lot of them left. She was very hard on them. But in terms of how she treated them, I don't really see too many nasty cards. It's just that, she was kind of like a workhorse towards them, like do this, do that, da-da-da. Maybe a little bit bossy, but that's basically it. All right, so next I'm going to ask about her communications team, although I have an idea so far. I don't know, man. What I do know, I don't know. But I was going to say that this tower card keeps peeking out. Something's going to happen. There's definitely going to be some sort of rift. Like, see, there it goes again. But what I do know is that a couple, maybe 2 or 3 people, have put in their resignation from her communications team. And I think one of the most high profile is Simone Sanders. The last time I saw her, because again, I don't have a TV, I don't watch the news really, but the last time I saw her, she was working with Bernie Sanders. So, but so I'm going to ask about the communications team as a whole, like how do they feel? But I'm definitely going to ask about Simone in particular, because I feel like her energy is very open. Maybe I will get some information from her. But I have seen that the rumor is that the reason why so many of her staff have left is because they don't want to be associated with her. Who knows? Well, we'll see with the cards. Okay. What is going on with this judgment card? What is going on? I don't know. It's like sinking ship. Huh. Well, more people definitely will be leaving. I feel like the first, I mean, I heard sinking ship, and then the when I was drawing this card for the environment, it's almost like playing favorites. Let's look at Simone. So it looks like these two didn't really get along. Like I said, I remember Simone being pro Bernie Sanders back in 2016, and then I think she joined with Biden, and then now she was sent with Kamala Harris, but these two did not get along. They didn't get along at all. I mean, what I remember from Simone is that she's very passionate. I think that she's overly emotional, but one thing that is true about her is that it seems like she says what's on her mind right away, which I thought it was hilarious that she's on the communications team, but they didn't get along. They actually fought quite a bit. They fought a lot. I mean, this is like high aggressive energy. This is rash. This is again, foot and mouth disease, not thinking before you act. This is they didn't get along. It's actually good that she's out of there. And it seems to me that, I mean, and here again, this is the Seven of Swords. It seems like, this could be like another Kellyanne Conway situation where I don't think Kellyanne Conway cared for Trump that much, and she had loose lips. So she was one of the sources for all the information that was leaking out of his team. I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing was happening with Simone. Like, she's just like, you know what? I'm not really getting along with her. I don't really care for it. So let me go and talk to the press. Like, I feel like something like that happened. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised if she writes a book about it farther into the future. But no, it's not great energy. But when I ask about the working environment in general is okay. Like, even if someone comes out and they say that, oh, she was this, she was that, like, the reality of it is that the working environment on her communications team it wasn't bad. I just feel like she or maybe the administration or something, like, they're playing favorites. That's what it is. And I think a lot of the I guess the disharmony, I don't know the right word for it. It's because of money. It's mostly money. And I think people are going to be offered better jobs with better pay and less stress. I don't really see them leaving as like some sort of personal affront to Kamala. It's more of just a business thing. But again, I keep seeing like whistleblower. I think someone will talk about it. I don't know how truthful they'll be, but they will talk about it. They probably will talk about the playing favorites thing, because I heard that very clearly. Playing favorites and leaving a sinking ship, like the feeling of leaving a sinking ship, because more people will definitely leave. Um, let's see. Again with this Nine of Swords, she's suspicious of everybody. But in terms of her staff, no, I feel like in terms of her staff, she was quite indulgent towards them. She did work them hard. I mean, that's there for a second or third time. She did work them hard, but she was also, I mean, she's indulgent towards them, but I feel like they're mostly upset about not having any damn money. Like, that's mostly what it is. But again, like, there's just this feeling of like being paranoid, being suspicious of people from Kamala. Like, just paranoid, suspicious, and I feel like other people felt like they were tapping into her energy, and they were looking at, I mean, you guys can't see my face, but they were looking over their shoulders as well. So it's not like abuse. It's not like Amy Klobuchar, where someone was hitting somebody with a binder or whatever they said she did. It's more like lack of money, and also, I guess, the energy of the place, like just one, being overworked, but also this sort of paranoia that permeated the office. I don't know how to describe it, because it's not bad. It's not horrible, you know? Finally, I want to ask about the next 3 years for these two. And if anybody wants, at the end of next year, I can ask about the next 2 years with these two. But I just want to see, you know, their energies, what's going to happen with the both of them for the next 3 years. So let's see. Interesting. Is Trump running for president? Is Trump running for president? Why is he here? Interesting. Trump is the King of Wands. Interesting. Like I said, I used to read on him all the time, but around October last year, my guys were just like, nope, stop it. When he had COVID, allegedly, when he had COVID. Okay, so the top row is Biden, and the bottom row is Kamala. Not looking good. So these are their general energies for the next 3 years on the very far left. Again, you know, Biden, he needs to take care of his health, because this is showing me that his health is declining. He really needs to take care of that. But here, so this is Biden's energy moving this way, and this is this is Trump moving towards him, looking directly at him, challenging him. So I don't know. Will Trump be back on Twitter? Who knows? But I feel like Trump is either Trump or Trump's energy, like I guess his fans or his supporters or whatever. But I think this is actually Trump. Trump is going to be challenging him starting next year. It's about money. Let me see. Yeah, Trump is going to be challenging Biden on the economy. That's what it is. And then 2023, this is when I feel like either Kamala or the administration is going to step up. So I only drew one card for each year, so I don't really know what's going to happen with Biden's health. But I've said before that I don't know if he's just, if he just won't be here, literally, or if he's just going to take a back seat and allow Kamala and the other people to help him out. But I see this happening later on down the line. And then 2024, guys don't want me to say anything about this. They want me to shut the hell up. That's the card that I get when they're telling me to be quiet. So like I said, is Trump running? Like, is Trump running? Is he even going to be here, Biden? You know, like, I'm sure you guys can figure out what I'm saying here. So now this bottom row with Kamala, for the next 3 years, she's going to be elevated. Like I said, I mean, I've said this plenty of times, whether Biden just won't be here, you know, or if he's going to be sick or he just can't really do the work, so he steps back, you know. She's going to be elevated next year. I think she's going to be put into a position of defense. So I don't know, maybe she'll be helping out Biden with this Trump thing or whatever. But she's definitely going to be defending herself in her own stances, which leads me to believe that she's going to be stepping up more. Like, this is just more confirmation that she's going to be stepping up more often into the public arena by herself. 2023, nope, it's a loss. It's a loss. It's a loss for her. And 2024 is starting something new. So listen, where's Biden? Biden is normally the king of cups. The only signifier I'm seeing is Trump's ass right there. So, okay. So 2024, there's a new beginning for her. I don't know if she decides to run. Man, I don't know, man. Let me see. I mean, I feel like she wants to run in 2024. How successful she's going to be, I don't know. But I feel like she's planning on it right now, definitely. But I mean, definitely 2024. Her card is new beginning, new opportunities, offers. So I wouldn't be surprised if she ran. But something in 2023, no, not good. Something's happening that's not in her favor. 2023. But yeah, that's it. This has been, I think this is probably going to be my longest reading so far. Listen, man, this administration, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I hope that the next upcoming years won't be as tumultuous as the first year, but you know, I'm going to remain positive that these are the energies of the administration. And as I saw in the first part of this video, it looks like the people will be happy about this administration not doing well. I don't know what that's about, but that's what I'm seeing. But at the very end, it may be a disappointment. But no matter what's happening with this administration, keep a positive outlook, because it really is all about mindset. Like, if you feel like you're going to be good, you're going to be good. All right. So see you guys later. And remember, if you want a personal reading, you can reach me at www.tarotbymogo.com/shop. I will leave a link in the comment section. Bye.